Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Today we're going to discuss chapter 16, carbonyl compounds. Okay, we are going to discuss on the carbonyl compound, where in the carbonyl compound, what we are going to look at tonight, what we are going to look at today is we're going to look at the introduction for carbonyl compound. Okay, the carbonyl compound contain the functional group carbonyl. Okay, where we have it here is C double bond O. Okay, there are two types of carbonyl compound. One is aldehyde and another one is a ketone. Where we are going to know which one is aldehyde, which one is a ketone. Aldehyde, we have our C double bond O. Here we have hydrogen with the hydrogen here, so this is aldehyde. Okay, if ketone, we have any alkyl group attached to the C double bond O, and then at the end here we have the alkyl group, another alkyl group. Okay, so let's say for example for aldehyde we have CH3, C double bond O, H here, so this is ethanol. And then for ketone we have CH3, C double bond O, CH3, so this is propanone. Okay, next what we are going to look at is we are going to look at the Iupac nomenclature, how we are going to name carbonyl according to Iupac. Okay, it is the same with other chapter before this. Okay, so what we need to do is we look at to the longest chain that contain carbonyl group. Okay, we look at to longest carbon chain that contain carbonyl group. Okay, where it give the parent name. If aldehyde, the ending E there, ending E, let's say we have ethane, so the E ethane there we are changed with the al, so it become ethanol. Okay, let's say if we look at to this one, propane, so it become as a propanol. Okay, where ketone corresponding to the E there, the ending for alkene is replaced by O and E. For example here, propane, so we are replaced with the E with the O and E, so it become as a propanone. Okay, and then the second rules, the chain is numbered from the end that give a lower number to the carbonyl group. So our priority is we are find out the longest continuous chain that have a carbonyl group, and then we are always give the lowest possible number to the functional group. Okay, then now we are discuss on the carbonyl, so we are giving the lowest possible number to the carbonyl group. Okay, for example here, okay, Iupac and common name of some aldehyde. So here we have only one carbon, so we name this as a methanol. Okay, methanol. Okay, or the common name is a formaldehyde. Okay, next, number 2. This is number 1. Okay, number 2 we have ethanol. Okay, we have one carbon, two carbon. Two carbon, if alkene, the homologous series in alkene, we call it as a ethane. So here we have C double bond O, so we call it as a ethanol. Then the common name is acetaldehyde. Okay, here is we have one carbon, two carbon, three carbon. So we have three carbon. If three carbon, we call it as a propane. Because of we have C double bond OH here, we name it as a propanol. Or the common name is propionaldehyde. Okay, next example. Okay, for this one, okay, let's say this is number 4. For number 4, we have one carbon, two carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon. So at the carbon, we are always give carbon C double bond O here with the lowest possible number. Okay. So carbon number 1 is given to the C double bond O here. Then carbon number 2, number 3 and number 4. Okay. At the carbon number 2, we have methyl group. So we name it as a 2-methyl butanol. Okay, 2-methyl butanol. Why butanol? Because of next to the C double bond O, we are only has hydrogen. Okay, next, number 5. Okay, example number 5. We have 1, 2, 3 carbon. If we are count from here, 1, 2, 3. From the top here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we are always give carbon C double bond O as a carbon number 1. This is carbon number 2. Here is a carbon number 3. So we name this as a 2,2-dimethyl propanol. Why 2,2? Because of they are 2 methyl group attached to the same carbon. So we are repeat the same number here. So we name as a 2,2-dimethyl propanol. Okay, example number 6. Okay, for example number 6. Okay, here we have the aromatic ring. Okay, we have aromatic ring. Here we have an aromatic ring. At the aromatic ring, we have 1 carbon, 2 carbon. But we are always give carbon number 1 to the carbon that has C double bond O. So this is carbon 1, this is carbon 2. Benzene ring as a substituent, we call it as a phenyl. So here is 2-phenyl ethanol. 2-phenyl ethanol, or the common name is phenylacetaldehyde. Okay. Okay. But if the CHO group, the carbonyl group is attached to the ring, okay, the suffix carbaldehyde is used. Okay, if it is directly attached to the ring, if C double bond O directly attached to the ring, we name it as a carbaldehyde as a suffix. Okay, here we have benzene. Okay, so this is aromatic ring. Okay, so the benzene ring is directly attached to the C double bond O. So we name this as a benzene carbaldehyde. Okay, if you look at to the second example here, you have C double bond O. Okay, directly attached to the cyclohexane. So this is carbon 1, this is carbon 2. Okay, so we name this as a 2-ethyl. This is ethyl group. Okay. Okay, we name this as a 2-ethyl cyclohexane carbaldehyde. Okay, why carbaldehyde? Because of when the carbonyl group attached directly to the ring. Okay, benzene ring is a ring. Cyclohexane is also a ring. Okay, so we name it as a hexane carbaldehyde, cyclohexane carbaldehyde, benzene carbaldehyde. Okay, so because of at the carbon number 2 here, we have ethyl, then we put as a 2-ethyl cyclohexane carbaldehyde. Okay, now we are going to look at how we are going to name ketone according to Iupac. So here, ketones start with 3 carbon. There are no ketone for 2 carbon. Okay, so we have it here 1, 2, 3. So we name it as a propanone. Ketone suffix dia adalah O and E kan. Okay, so common name is a acetone. Okay, number 2, we have 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon. So we call it as a 2-butanone. Okay, here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3-pentanone. Okay, 3 here is to show the position of the C double bond O. So C double bond O now is at the 3rd carbon. Okay, if we are look at to example number 4. For example number 4, we have CH3, C double bond O, CH3, and at the CH here we have a methyl group. So if we are going to number, we number from the left side. This is carbon 1, this is carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4. We are giving the priority to the functional group first rather than substituent. Okay, so we name this one as a 3-methyl-2-butanone. Okay, why 2-butanone? Because of C double bond O here is attached to the carbon number 2. Why 3-methyl here? Because of the methyl group is attached to the carbon number 3. So 3-methyl-2-butanone. Okay, next is example number 3. Okay, if you look at the example number 3, it is a combination between aromatic ring and the stretching. Okay, so if you look at this one, this is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3. Okay, so phenyl here, phenyl plus benzene ring here is as a substituent. Okay, so we name this as a 1-phenyl 1-propanone. Okay, why do we need to put 1 here? Because we are going to show that the C double bond O here is at the carbon number 1. Okay, number 4. Number 4, okay, if you look at this one, we have a cyclic. Okay, at the cyclic, it is directly attached with the double bond O. Okay, when the cyclic directly attached to double bond O, so we name this one as a cyclopentanone. Okay, because we have 5 carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So cyclopentanone. Example number 5. Okay, for example number 5, okay, it is the same with the number 3. We have benzene ring attached to the C double bond OCH3. So this is phenyl ethanone. Why ethanone? Because of we have 1, 2 carbon. Okay, or the common name as acetophenone. The acetophenone here is accepted by the Iupac. If you are going to use acetophenone, it doesn't matter. Okay, or this is the Iupac name is phenylethanone. Number 6. Okay, number 6. Okay, we are going to give carbon 1 for methyl or at the C double bond O. The priority is given to the C double bond O. So here is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5. So we name this as a 3-methyl cyclopentanone. Okay, here we have 1 methyl group. One benzene group, 2 benzene group attached to the same carbon. Okay, so if we do have 1 carbon, so this is methyl. Because of at this carbon, there are 2 benzene ring attached to it. So we can name it as a methanone. Okay, so we name this one as a diphenylmethanone or benzophenone. Okay, dear. This is the priority. Okay, priority of functional group in naming organic compound. Okay, priority of functional group in naming organic compound. If you look at here, Okay, where is aldehyde and ketone? Okay, if you are numbered this one, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Aldehyde is at the number 5 and ketone at the number 6. If we do have alcohol, okay, compared to the aldehyde and ketone, okay, the priority to be as a parent is aldehyde and ketone rather than the alcohol. Okay, it is the same with the alkenes. Okay, if we are compare alkenes with the aldehyde, so the priority is given to be as a parent is given to the aldehyde. Okay, let's look at the example. Example number 1. Okay, if you are looking to the example number 1, okay, let's look at to the functional group. Here we have the OH group and here we have a carbonyl group. So, the priority is given to the carbonyl. So now, parent name is 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon. Okay, 4 carbon. So we name it as a butanol. Okay, so at the carbon number 3, we have the OH. We name it as a 3-hydroxybutanol. 3-hydroxybutanol. Okay, let's look at to example number 2. At the example number 2, we have 1 functional group here, 2 functional group here. We are giving the priority to the carbon-carbon. We are giving the priority to the carbon double bond with the oxygen. Okay. Then, we are give this one as carbon 1, here carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, and the carbon 5. So, we name it as a 3-pentenal. Okay, look at to the how we are spell pentenal. Suppose to we give the name as a pentanal. Okay, because of we have carbon-carbon double bond at the carbon number 3, A here is changed to E. Okay, E here is to show that the 3-pentenal here is to show that at the carbon number 3, we have carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, example number 3. For example number 3, look at, we have bromine as a halogen, and then C double bond O as a functional group. We have 2 functional group, bromine and carbonyl. So, priority is given to the carbonyl. So, this is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7. So, we name as a 4-bromo-3-methyl-heptanol. Okay, 4-bromo-3-methyl-heptanol. Bear in mind, we are always arrange them in order of alphabetical order. Okay, A, B, C, D, E until Z. Okay, we are arranged that in alphabetical order. Okay, we are considered the alphabetical order rather than numbered here. Okay, example number 4. For example number 4, we have 1 functional group here, 2 functional group here. We are giving the priority to the carbonyl. So, this is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, and the carbon 6. So, carbon-carbon double bond is at the carbon number 4. So, we name it as a 4-hexene 2-1. Why 2-1 here? 2-1 here is to show that C double bond O is at the carbon number 2 because of it can be at the carbon number 3, it can be at the carbon number 4 and so on. Okay, because of this one, the C double bond O at the carbon number 2, so we put 2-1. Okay, so altogether we name it as a 4-hexene. E and here show that carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, 2-1. Okay, last one for nomenclature. Okay, number 5. Okay, look at, we have 1 functional group, two functional group, but the priority is given to carbonyl. So here is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, and the carbon 5. Okay. So how many substituents? We have OH and the methyl. OH is hydroxy. This is methyl. Okay, so in alphabetizing, H is come first rather than M. That's why we name it as a 4-hydroxy 4-methyl 2-pentanone. Okay, so that's all for the nomenclature and introduction for carbonyl. So I will see you again on next subtopic, synthesis of aldehyde and ketone. So see you later.